Hey guys, ABI here, and I've recorded some gameplay from my time playing the closed beta of Granblue Fantasy Versus, a brand new fighting game from Arc System Works based on the mobile game by Cygames. I've been peripherally aware of Granblue for a while now, partially because I play Shadowverse, and partially because of random tweets of people wanting to share their gacha pulls. I've played a little bit of the mobile game as well, and I've really come to be fascinated with the world and characters. Granblue Fantasy has an unmistakable art style and a unique sense of design, and I was more than excited to see that Arc System Works was giving it their treatment. I definitely won't be the first person to tell you that this game is gorgeous. ArcSys absolutely nails the Granblue art style in a way that brings the original painted Granblue artwork to life. But more than anything else, the effects on attacks and special moves are key to capturing that Granblue style. Granblue's art is defined by beautifully painted streaks of magic and effects, all of which is recreated in Granblue Versus in great detail. Any single one of these special moves could easily be an SSR artwork. In fact, there's a lot of great attention in certain moves and cinematics that are direct references to actual character art and moves from the Granblue mobile game. Anyone who's seen those Dragon Ball manga comparison videos knows by now that Arc Systems has a keen eye for referencing source material in their works. This is also the first time we've seen a 3D Arc Systems game use the call and response style of interactive intro animations. As far as I can tell, every single matchup in the beta had a unique voiced interaction between characters, which is excellent because I can finally stop praising NetherRealm for being the only ones who do it. The unique win animations for closing a match with a Super Skybound art also brings to mind the cinematic finishers from Dragon Ball, a feature I've always loved. The animation, as always, is also breathtaking. Every attack is keyframed with elegance and style, and the 3D models manage to achieve deformations and smears that wouldn't be possible in 3D without the extra effort. Weapons bend and smear when swung, hair dynamically bounces and curls, and also... Is it possible? I want to believe. The gameplay is also a huge hook for me. While it's nowhere near as fast as Guilty Gear nor as insane as BlazBlue, Granblue Versus is a much smaller, simpler game in scale. This doesn't necessarily make it worse, but it does give the game focus on neutral and spacing. You might have heard the term grounded neutral footsie-based gameplay a whole bunch of times throughout the year because that seems to be the hot new ticket in terms of today's fighting games. But Granblue Versus is the first game I've played to make this claim and really commit to it. To explain how, I should first at least define what the hell grounded neutral footsie-based gameplay even means in the context of Granblue Versus. Combos in Granblue Versus are deliberately limited, with few ways of extending combos outside of using EX moves in corners for a wall bounce. This places more emphasis on set play, using knockdowns to apply pressure as the enemy gets up and force them to guess your next move or get knocked down again. This creates a situation in which both players are making frequent decisions. The attacker must find ways to open up the defender, and the defender needs to find a way to break through the attacker's offense. As much as I love labbing crazy combos, I also do appreciate this slower, methodical approach. This is also helped by the characters in this beta, who all feel smartly designed. Every character I played has every tool they need, and no button or move feels wasted. It takes very little time to figure out exactly what each character needs to do, which means less time dropping combos and more time actually getting into the meat of the game. If the game already feels this solid in the current beta with only these few characters, I can't wait to see how crazy the game will get once Lowain starts calling in assists and if we get to use summons. And because this is a Granblue Versus video, I may as well include a personal wish list of characters I'd like to see in the game. I'd like to see representation of every single weapon type, element, and race present, but to keep this list short, I'll keep it only to my personal picks. It really wouldn't be Granblue without Jita. It'd be like having Fate Grand Order without Gudako. At minimum, I wouldn't mind seeing Jita as just an echo fighter of Gran with her own unique animations, But, on the other hand, I'd also love to see Jita with the ability to change classes, something only the player character can do. Cagliostro was one of my favorites even long before I started Granblue. She has a really fun personality that constantly snaps back and forth between cute little girl and egotistical maniac, a bipolar quirk also shared by some of my other favorite fighting game characters. We don't yet have a proper mage in the game, and I think Cagliostro's alchemy could create an interesting spacing and control playstyle. Vera and Narmaya are also really cool characters I'd like to see included. Even though Vera is yet another sword character, the real prize is to see Vera interact with Katalina through Arc System's cinematic style. Narmaya I just personally think is really cool and also represents the katana weapon type. She could make for a very cool stance character. I'm positive both of them will be in the game in some form since they're both fairly popular. I'd also like to see Silva as the game's proper gun character. She could also get assists from Kukuru and Camus, although Luane is already designated as the character with assists. Still, I think she's an awesome design and I'd love to see what Arc Systems can do with a dedicated sniper. If I may pull out a completely selfish pick, I'd love to see Razia. She has an interesting mechanic involving tanking hits and charging shells to unleash her cannon, but more than anything, I just want to play a gun lance in a fighting game. Macho Vern. I just want him in the game somehow. Final boss, secret boss, doesn't matter. We just need a Macho Vern boss fight. That's all for my impressions. I really enjoyed what I played of the beta, and I'm looking forward to another chance to try out the game, hopefully with more characters and features. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a like and let me know what you think about Granblue Fantasy Versus in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more anime and game content from SugarPunch. Our channel is supported entirely on Patreon so we can keep our videos ad-free as long as possible. I'm ABI, and I'll see you in disguise.